Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're having a good day. We're back in Butterfly Valley today. We're going to be working on another new habitat. So last episode we did our wildlife area over here, which I think turned out really nice actually. Kept it fairly simple, had our butterflies here and our sloths here. Built a little shed here for the workers to look after the place. Lots of little details on there which I quite enjoyed doing. So yeah, generally very happy with all of this. One thing I didn't get to do was put a statue in here, so I am just going to do that before we get started on the next habitat. I will tell you what that's going to be. We're going to do a joint habitat next. It's going to be just over to the left of this area. I'm just trying to find a statue here that's sort of relevant to what's in here, but I'm not sure if we will or not, in which case I'll just go with something that looks cool. Yes, it's going to be a joint habitat. We're going to have 3 species in it. Okay, now there's not a lot in there, so I'm going to go with one of the big impressive gorillas, I think. Where are we? I know there's a big gorilla one. Here we go. Yeah, that's cool. I know it's irrelevant, but I think it kind of works. If you have a big statue like that, even though it's not relevant to the species that's here, and then if you put on one of these little media things next to it, and it kind of makes it look like maybe it's there to kind of commemorate an animal that they had at the zoo a while ago that passed away, you know, and they've built a statue to remember him by. So there we go. So yeah, so our next habitat is going to be in this area here. It's going to be quite big. It's going to sort of come up to this end here, all the way over to here. The first thing, actually, let me tell you what's going to go in there, because I've had a little look. I want these little guys to be in there. They're a bit like wild hogs, but they're called the collared peccary. And then if you look at their interspecies enrichment, they can go with capybara and giant anteaters. So those are the 3 that I want to have in this next habitat. And what I want to do, I want to have it like a sunken habitat with the paths going through it over the top, with little tunnels underneath the pathways. That is my plan. Whether I can do it or not, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not entirely sure how I'm doing it yet, but I'm going to try this first. I'm going to try try getting the pathways in first. So essentially what I'm going to do first here is just mark out the border of the habitat. So it's essentially going to, I guess, I'm just wondering whether I can actually join it in here. I can, yeah. So I think I might do that. So that's the habitat, that's the edge. But what I want is several, at least a couple of pathways that cut across it, like this. Yeah, I think just 2 of them I think will work. Okay, now whether this works or not, we will have to see, but my thinking is that I want to get this down to a certain level and then flatten it out, and then I can create tunnels is the idea. I don't want it to be ultimately it won't be sort of a sheer surface on the side. It will be a lot flatter than this. Sorry, it will be more sloped than this. I just need to sort of do it like this to begin with, I think. I don't know. I'm experimenting. What can I say? Just trying to do something a bit different. So obviously I don't want the ground to be completely flat. It doesn't need to be perfect. But what I'm going to have to do, I think, is push down underneath here until I can kind of make a breakthrough. Because obviously the pathways, unfortunately, they need quite a lot of soil underneath them for them to work as a bridge, you know, to have a tunnel underneath. Hopefully eventually this will meet the other side. There we go. I think it will look cool once I've done it. It takes a bit of work to get to that point, I think. And obviously you've got to check that all the animals can actually go through the tunnels, and then make sure these are sloped off. You don't want them too steep. I want it to look interesting, you know, lots of interesting little side slopes and things all over the place. And then I want certainly one end of it I think will be quite foresty, and then I'll do water at one end as well, a little pond of some sort. And yeah, I kind of blend those two aspects together, I guess, in the middle. I do like the idea of a nice sort of dense forest area where certainly where the little pigs can go. Okay, are we making breakthrough here? There we go, lovely. Right, let's just get right down in here. Let's widen this out. See how this looks. Now this is just the basics. Obviously what I'll have to do next is get the habitat put in. I need to do a whole load of smoothing off. Actually what I think I need to do is kind of slope the edges a little bit. Obviously somewhere I'm going to need some access for the staff to get in. Not sure where that's going to be. Let's have a little think about that, I guess. Let's have a think. Logically, I don't know, would this end bit make sense for access? No, probably not. What I need to do, I need to kind of pick a spot like this corner here, for example, I think. Actually then, if I see, and then I can kind of create a flat bit like that, and then do a slope so that I can have my staff walk in this end and work their way down this slope here. Okay, I think they should be able to get down that okay. So if I do my gate there in a minute, okay, and then I'll just try and smooth out the edges around here as well. Okay, looking good. So I guess my water, I need to do, yes, I'm going to have to sort of do a raised bit, aren't I, so that I can create a little pond in here. That's kind of my thinking. I think if I get a bit of water in there, but you're just going to make sure you've got the edges high enough. Yeah, so this needs to come up a bit more. Let's have a look at the water. There we go. So we can get a bit of water in there. That's good. But I need to kind of balance out the rest of this. So really this whole end is purely about getting them up into this water area. So I need to create a slope here that they can all walk up. Okay, let's try that. Let's get the barriers in first. Let's start with our gate. Let's just think what's going in here. Giant anteater, pigs, capybara. So it doesn't need to be tall, does it? I can do a low gate. Probably, yeah, I'll keep a bit of distance if I can. Actually, yeah, to be honest, I probably can't. How do I want to do this? I hadn't thought about this really, had I? Yeah, so essentially this needs to... Yeah. No, not entirely sure how this is going to work. So I need the fence, clearly. Something like this, but obviously you've got the pathways cutting through, which doesn't work. So somehow I've got to put extra fences in. I think you can do that. I need to. Let's just get this perimeter fence done first. Seems a bit over the top having a double fence like that, but it kind of makes sense because you don't want people being able to reach the animals. So I'm okay with that. I might change this whole fence actually. I might make it a mesh fence. Would kind of make more sense because otherwise people have got to be able to look at the animals when they're lower down, which isn't quite going to work, I don't think, from a realism point of view, of course. So so yeah. So my question now is, can I then do this, or does that stop them from going into here and into here? Yes, it does. Okay, so we don't want a fence along the middle there. Okay, so there must be a technique I can use to make that work. Because at the moment, animals are going to be able to get out. I wonder if I can put an entirely separate fence along here. I wonder if this works. So you don't want them joining each other. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if I can do that on these, whether these count as a barrier to stop animals, and then I can just disguise the joins. I don't know if that works. Okay, let's have a look. Let's try and get an animal in first. So let's have a look at... Ooh, what was it going to be? It was a collared something, wasn't it? Collared Collared peccary, yes, here we go. So, what have we got? Alicia, Marco, Pedro and Isabella. Excellent. I'll have all of you. So 4 of you. Then we've got the giant anteaters. We've got Damio, Edite, Bruna and Marcus. Let's get you 4. And then, what was the other? Oh, the capybara, of course. Alexandra, but I think you pronounce the J as an X. Alexandra, I'm not sure. Martin, Isabel, and Ricardo. Great names. Cool. Okay, let's get them into the habitat and see what it says. I'm confident this is going to work, so I'm going to press on with the next fence. Okay, let's have a look. People are getting delivered in. And let's see if this is going to work even in the slightest. Traversable area. Oh, yes. Look at that. It works beautifully. So if I can do the same on here, then we're sorted. Let's just check the capybaras. Yep, those are the same. Fantastic. And let's check the last ones. Oh, that's fine. I'll check them when they come in. Let's crack on with this extra barrier over here. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but if there is, I don't know it. So hey, if you know a proper way of doing what I'm doing here, then please do let me know. Oh, look at the little piggies, they're tiny. That's so cute. Okay. Oh, why can they get through the barrier? That doesn't make sense. Is it because they can jump? Yeah, jumpable escape routes. Interesting. Okay, let's have a think about this then. Let's edit the barrier here. Let's select the whole thing and we'll make it mesh. Okay, apparently we won't make it mesh. He doesn't want to be mesh. Okay, let's not make it mesh, but we can put on the anti-climbing stuff. And then I can do the same on these ones as well. It's a shame because I don't really like the look of the anti-climbing stuff, but it's, you know, it's a good technique to keep your animals in. Oh no, that's still not working. Okay, I guess they can jump over it, can they? Let's just check the the anteaters are fine, capybara are fine, but the little piggies apparently can escape. Jumpable escape route, yeah. Well, do you know what? I'm pretty sure. Let's just check the options. I'm pretty sure I've got escapes turned off. Enable escapes. Yeah, so I'm going to assume they're not going to get out, and then I can get away with what I've got here. So let's go with it. Right, let's just make sure that all of our animals are getting good food. Excellent. So let's call this let's call this the woods, because it is going to be a bit of a wooded area. Okay, first things first, let's do some terrain painting, because there would not be a lot of soil in this area at all. Sorry, there wouldn't be a lot of grass in this area at all. It would be mostly soil, especially with things like the pigs. Let's just try and degrass it as much as I can. I will try and get some rock work done. Definitely need to degrass down under there. I won't do actual proper rock work, but I will just go back through and paint the rock edges, you know, yeah, like that, because it just looks much nicer like that, doesn't it? Let's go down through the tunnel. Very nice. Much quicker and more effective than actually trying to do rock work. Actually, no, let's keep it as soil along the bottom. Okay, that looks nice. Oh, it's turning out pretty good. I like it. So, trees. Let's find some good trees to go in here. So I want things with a bit of height, but I don't want them to be too bushy. I don't mind the beech. So it's a tricky balance here between, quite like having a nice big beech at the end there maybe. Let's have a look to make sure that's not too, it's just crowding this one a little bit. Let's just move that across a little bit like that. Yeah, quite like that. I don't want it to be too crowded, but you don't want it to be too sparse either, because you want it to look like an actual woodland, quite like these poplars. It's very fine balance between making it look over the top and making it look natural. And I'm not saying, definitely not claiming, that I know what I'm doing and I'm going to do it right, but I will try. Big old ash tree right in the middle here. I have been to places that have this kind of look, and they are fantastic. They're really, it's good fun because you're kind of hunting the animals through the undergrowth. You do want it to look bushy. I mean, even up here where we've got our water, I think you'd still have a few good trees up here as well. Let's just check what else we've got. I've gone with all nice English trees at the moment. Oh yes, we could definitely get an elm or two, couldn't we? Oh, look at that. Let's get that root sticking in the water there. That's nice. Now, have I got room for an elm in here somewhere? I could get one right down in the middle there. Let's get a different one. Oh, I don't know. That's a big old tree. I'm not sure there's room for that in here. No, I think that's... Let's just come out and have a look. I don't know if I can squeeze an elm in over here. Can I get one like that? Let's just have a look. Does that work? Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Big old tree right on the corner there. Let's come down from a customer's point of view and have a look. See, it's kind of fun that you have to kind of reach over the edge to look into the habitat to try and see the animals. Sometimes it's half the fun when you visit a zoo is actually just trying to spot the animals. It's no fun if it's all obvious, and obviously the idea of zoos is that you try to create a natural habitat for the animals, so you don't want them to be just in a big cage where everyone can see everything they do. That's not the natural environment that they would want to be living in. I think I've probably got enough different trees in. I like this end being a little more open because it's got the water in. I think as far as trees go, wow, I mean this is proven to be quite popular by the looks of it, isn't it? Animals are charging about all over the place. Let's just double check their areas. I'm pretty sure they can still go everywhere. Yeah, look at that. They can. Yeah, I mean it still says these guys can escape, but I don't think they're going to. But we shall see. As long as everyone can still get to the water and they can still go through the tunnels. They can, which is all good. So as far as trees go, I think that is pretty good. Oh, I love that. They can come right up here if they want to. That's very cool. Come up and socialise with the guests. Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Lovely. Right, so as far as shelters go, in a way, I don't need to do artificial shelters because what I can do with these tunnels is I can put bedding down under here. Ooh, that kind of messed up the tunnel a bit, didn't it? But that's fine. I can smooth that out. I'll do that in a second. I do want to do this. I know it does mess that up a little bit, but I just need to then smooth out the tunnels. Hang on, let's get soil going. I have to come back and double check that they can still walk through that. I think they can. I mean, none of this is too steep. I think that's probably alright. Let's have a look. Capybaras are fine. And eaters are fine. And where are my little piggies? There's a little piggy. Yep, they're all good. And hopefully my staff can go everywhere as well. Yes, they can. And hopefully there's some shelter under the bridges now. Shelter under there and shelter under there. Fantastic. Right, so they've got shelters. That's good. So enrichment items and other vegetation. So there's going to be a whole load of bracken basically in here, I think. I don't think it really needs more than that. I'm going to do some bushes up around the top, particularly obviously on the corners to disguise these gaps in the fence. There's no way to avoid that, I don't think, really. I will decorate the pond a bit as well. Good. Look, our little guys are sleeping down here. Fantastic. I don't mind a little bit of long grass growing here and there. That's absolutely fine. Right, let's just zoom out and see what we think. I don't think it's too over the top. I'm always concerned when I try and do something big like this that it's going to look out of place or too daft. But I think it's okay. I think it's on the edge of being a bit daft, but I think it's working. But I guess you can be the judge of that. You let me know. Do you like it? I'm gonna finish it off in the next episode. What do you think? Do you like our woodland habitat? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments what you reckon. If you've got anything you want to say, please do let me know. If you like the episode, you can hit the like button. You can subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. That would be brilliant. And if you want to support me, there's always my Patreon page. You can go and help me out over there if you like. Like I say, I am hopefully getting a bit more time for this soon. I'm actually off work this week, so I might get time for a bit of recording this week. But I'm also getting a bit of a gap in my work schedule soon, so hopefully I will get more videos out and start building my channel up a bit more soon. Yeah, until the next episode, do take care, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye for now.